Look at these three soldiers wading through the mud. The physical gravity of the First and Second World Wars is almost impossible to comprehend today. It represents millions of people moving millions of tons of steel across the earth. Documenting that scale took a monumental physical effort. Archiving photographs, first-hand accounts, and military records required thousands of people working over decades just to ensure the evidence survived. Today, we have handed that massive physical archive over to a single global digital repository. We trust Wikipedia's servers to hold the collective memory of human history. Moving from physical dirt to digital data creates an illusion. We assume that because the archive is digital, it is indestructible. But the entire connection to that history can vanish in a flash. This happens when a finger slips. A user tries to type the Roman numeral 2, but strikes a lowercase l instead. A search for World War II yields a blank page and a bold warning. Wikipedia does not have an article with this exact name. The left sidebar shows no safety net, stating, "Page contents not supported in other languages." A single mechanical slip on a keyboard severs the user from the thousands of hours of historical documentation we were just looking at. To understand why a massive subject disappears, we have to look strictly at back-end database logic. The system explains its own architecture under the Other Reasons heading. Titles on Wikipedia are case-sensitive, except for the first character. To a human eye, a capital I and a lowercase l in a sans serif font are identical vertical lines. To the server, they are distinct binary strings. The database processes the search query and rejects it. That trailing lowercase l creates an unrecognizable digital entity with no ties to the actual data cluster for the war. Human memory relies on context to fill in the blanks. Digital archives operate on rigid binary syntax. Without an exact character match, the query simply returns an empty result. The digital architecture triggers a few automated safety checks to prevent a total dead end. A scan across the bulleted list of Wikipedia sister projects, like Wiktionary and Wikibooks, shows that none of them hold data for this specific typo. The system asks if the page was previously created but destroyed by moderators, prompting the user to check the deletion log. The archive further suggests that the user check their own input for alternative capitalizations. The platform operates like a blind machine, attempting to guess human error based on a set of rules until it reaches the limits of its automation. Once the automated checks are exhausted, the interface provides a path for the user to manually resolve the error. This bullet point outlines the requirements for intervention. It encourages readers to log in or create an account, become auto-confirmed, and use the article wizard to fill the void. The primary structural solution for this problem is a redirect. A redirect functions as a digital catch-all. When future users type that lowercase l, the redirect node catches the typo and funnels them into the correct historical article. The long-term resilience of this massive archive depends on human volunteers building digital bridges over these tiny syntactical pitfalls. We return to the reality on the ground. Soldiers in a shallow trench, aiming toward an exploding tank. The physical war was a chaotic event that engulfed the entire planet. The tools we use to preserve its memory operate on a sterile, microscopic scale. Without digital safety nets and the people who maintain them, our access to this collective memory is easily severed. The survival of our past in the digital age depends on a fragile ecosystem of human intervention. It requires constant, meticulous attention to the smallest details, even a single keystroke.